Hello, everyone. My name is Scotty Ernst, and we're here at LiveRC.com coverage of the 2024 Roar 1-8 Buggy and Truggy U.S. Nationals. We are here at the beautiful HRCR in Hayden, Idaho. It is just an absolute picturesque location and an amazing facility. The best of the best have gathered from around America to come here to battle it out, find out who's going to stand on top of the box. Two guys to look at: Dakota Phend, back-to-back national champion the last 2 years. Last year's Truggy champion, Mayfield. We talk about them all the time. They're two of the best. No doubt there's going to be eyes on the prize for these guys. The track we have has changed a lot since the track opened for practice. Huge rain came on the first day. They had to delay everything. They were able to get some running in. Now the sun is out. It's supposed to be out for the rest of the week. It's dried up. They got some running in, and now the cream rising to the top. The fast guys, like you normally expect them to be, are on top, trying to figure out this very technical track this year. In the past, it hasn't been so technical, but this year, definitely a lot of obstacles. We saw in the first 2 rounds of seeding, the pros making small little mistakes. That may be the outcome. That's going to determine a factor. The other thing you think about, is it going to be a first-timer? There are some young guns that are definitely showing strength here at the start of the first rounds of practice. Fee Long, Tater Sontag running really quick. A couple of the guys are at the top of the board. So it's going to be very, very interesting. We love bringing the coverage. I'm here with Matt. Matt is going to be my tag team partner this week here from Hayden, Idaho, bringing you coverage of the Roar Nats here on LiveRC.com. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome to continuing coverage of the 2024 Roar 1-8 Buggy and Truggy U.S. Nationals from HRCR Raceway in Hayden, Idaho. My name is Scotty Ernst. I am here with my tag team partner, Matt Clark, and we are excited to bring you day number 2 or 3, depending how you look at it, rounds number 3 and 4 of qualifying here for the U.S. Nationals.
Yes, good morning, Scotty. We're back here. We got rounds 2 and 3, or excuse me, 3 and 4, like you said. We're also going to do some lower mains today. They have done a resort, so now we're going to kind of get a little bit closer racing, if you will, because, that's just how they do it. But yesterday, big news, Dakota Phend, back-to-back TQ and Buggy, and we had 2 top qualifiers in Truggy, Ryan Mayfield and Mason Fuller.
Those are the guys that stood at the top after yesterday's 2 rounds of qualifying. They did put some water down on the track, got things ready to go. A lot of the pros were out walking the track this morning, taking a look, see what it looks like this morning after another night of sitting with some water, and they're ready to go. So this is our first of our Truggy. We have 8 heats of Truggy for those that may be new to it. Today, it didn't join us yesterday, a bit different. Truggies are 5-minute qualifiers and Buggies are 10 minutes. And most of the guys, when I interviewed and popped a question at them, that they like the 5 or the 10-minute, they like the 10-minute qualifier more than the 5.
Yeah, which was kind of surprising to me because, me personally, I like the 5-minute, but I also like the 10-minute because it gets a little pit stop. You got to get a little pit strategy involved in this, and we get to kind of see a glimpse of what we're going to see for the mains coming up tomorrow. But it's going to be an awesome main, especially in Buggy, an hour long. You got the best of the best here. And the only person who actually makes the A main is the top qualifier. Everybody else in this format has to battle it out all day long to jockey for their position into that main to go up there and meet whoever the top qualifier is going to be.
Good morning to John, Bobby, and Kevin. How are you? Welcome. Kevin checking in from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. We got a Rhode Island sighting here already this morning.
How about this weather, Scotty? What do you think about the weather?
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be hot today, though. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a bit warm. It got warm yesterday, and today even supposed to be a little warmer, but it's supposed to be dry, and that's all that matters. It can be hot. We don't care about that.
That's
true.
true.
Want it to be dry so we can get racing in. Racing going to go all morning, all day today. We're racing till 8 o'clock tonight with some lower mains.
But the weather does play a factor, a big factor when it comes to setup, right? I mean, these guys are right here in the morning. It's cool. So their setups are going to be completely different now than they will be later this afternoon.
Absolutely. Going to be, it plays a lot. We heard a lot of the guys talk about the engines that are affected by the technical track, so they need a lot of bottom end. There's a lot of little tight corners that they need to get out of. And then the heat on the engines, runtime, engine performance, things like that. So heat's going to play a part, but it is an absolute beautiful racetrack that they have. Very technical, most technical layout in quite some time for an 8-scale Nationals. But everybody's kind of down with it. They're enjoying it. I think they're digging it rather than something that's wide open. These guys definitely have to work for it. And it's going to make for an interesting 45-minute truck final and hour-long buggy final.
Yeah, I agree. Caden Carter from Wichita, Kansas. Here's your morning salute from Hayden, Idaho. It's 9 a.m. here out on the West Coast. And this is the third person I've seen in our chat room from Wichita, Kansas, my hometown. That's crazy.
Morning, Caden. How are you? RC Geek, good morning. Checking in from Colorado. Glad you're enjoying it. Good to have you follow along. John Moore TQ's the chat room tonight. We get to see John tomorrow, right, John? John's going to swing by. Chris Butler leading the way. We're following Jeff Connors around the racetrack. He's on a 7.501, just to tick off that 8-lap run. As I said earlier, these are 5-minute qualifiers for our Truggies. Buggies will get 10 minutes. And these are the guys that we'll just say didn't have the best of qualifying as of yesterday.
Or that weren't here.
Correct. Maybe there's a couple of guys that weren't here that didn't participate.
Oh, man, JoJo from Wichita, Kansas, too. Here's your morning salute from Hayden, Idaho. So that's number 4 from Wichita, Kansas. So Kansas showing up today in the liverc.com chat. That's awesome.
Morning, James. How are you? JoJo. Garrett checking in from Jersey. You from Jersey? How are you? Hope you're doing well. We got our first heat of the day. Truggy's kicking it off 4 minutes in. Chris Butler leading the way. D. Wayne Billings in the 2. Butler that time 44 1 lap. Dwayne had a 42.8. Travis a 43.9. Jeff Connors 47.2. Jeremy Hale 47.5. Hot lap there for Sailor St. Marie. That name just struck me as so unique yesterday. Sailor St. Marie. Like I said, sounds very nautical.
Melanie from San Antonio, Texas. Here's your morning salute. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and Wichita, Kansas, but that last name there sounds familiar, right, Scotty?
Yes. That's the best half, right?
Definitely the best.
Yes.
half.
Good morning, Melanie.
100%.
We're keeping them safe. We're keeping them out of trouble. We're protecting them from the moose and the bears and all that stuff that here. We were driving here this morning from our luxury hotel.
Yeah.
And
normally it's luxury motel.
Yeah, luxury motel. And normally in Wisconsin you got deer crossing signs. In some place, whatever you got, goose crossing signs. This just said game crossing, meaning all kinds of animals are possible crossing the line. But he's safe and staying out of trouble, Melanie, so all is good.
We got Derek from San Diego, Scooter from Waxahachie, Eric from Palm Springs. I saw somebody from Elkhart, Indiana. Where did that go? On the Rocks from Elkhart, Indiana. Elkhart, Indiana.
Go ahead.
Well, that's the the capital of RV manufacturing.
The capital mega center, just the world home of trailers and everything. Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's your morning salute to all of those people from Hayden, Idaho, here at the beautiful HRCR.
Garrett, I don't know if I'm going to the 10th Carpet Net. Craig O'Brien and Jose and all my buddies back home from Milwaukee, they're all saying, Scotty, go. I got an event tentatively scheduled that weekend, but I haven't got a confirmation. I'm supposed to go to Malaysia to announce a go-kart event. Oh. And, yeah, so I got introduced to a guy that owns the largest go-kart, like traveling thing in Southeast Asia. It goes to Thailand and Malaysia and all around, and they're in need of an announcer for this event. And my name got sent to him, and we got introduced when I was in Singapore. And it's like, hey, do you want to come? Yeah, for sure. So, but it hasn't confirmed yet. So, if not, then I'm open, and I may go run some carpets. So, don't know. As long as they got short course. If they ain't got a short course class, then I'm out.
They called the best in the business. That's pretty awesome. Kathy
I don't know
Meyer.
about that, dude. I'm going in so blind, going into a go-kart of Southeast Asian drivers that, I have no idea. So there'll be a whole lot of studying that I'll need to do.
Hey, that's true.
I said to him, if you're going to do this, you need to send me information on the teams and their history and the drivers and everything, so I can study and not sound like a fool.
That's kind of how I felt on that on-road race. In
yeah,
Ohio.
but we were because it was all American names. I mean, if you look at names from people in Southeast Asia and Malaysia, I mean, there's some difficult names to go. Good morning, Pola, checking in from South Africa. Hope you're doing well. Fred, how are you? Welcome, Matthew S. Good to have you. Man, Chat Bobby checking in from New Hampshire. Do we have New Hampshire? No, we did not, Bobby. Thank you. No New Hampshire yesterday. So we got that one. I'm clicking off. We're about halfway through the U.S. of A. And we've had some international. What do we have? We had Belgium, Canada, Dominican Republic, Monaco, Italy, Greece, Singapore, South Africa, Spain, Bermuda, Bolivia yesterday. So we had quite an international crowd checking in to watch the U.S. Nationals.
So we got another cans in here. Kathy Meyer tuning in. Kathy Meyer, a staple in our chat.
Good morning.
"30 seconds left here in their 2-minute warm-up for heat number 2 of Truggy. Time to beat Chris Butler, 8:5:38.
More. Like the entire city of Wichita is with us. Morning, Edward.
I appreciate them all. I mean, I guess I should be the mayor of Wichita.
I got nobody from Milwaukee, though. Nobody from Milwaukee.
Now that you say that.
No, I don't think. Yeah, not too many people probably up in Milwaukee yet watching RC. But Wichita, they're happening already.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We are live here, race 2, Truggy.
All those people in Milwaukee, they're out eating cheese right now.
That's right. Cheeseheads. Probably.
I mean, is cheese really that big of a deal there?
It is. I mean, there's cheese. It's very, very.
Are we talking like string cheese or like sliced cheese?
String cheese, cheese curds, everything.
Is it just made there? Is that how it got the name?
Yeah, because we're the dairy state.
Okay.
For long, we were the #1 dairy state in the country. I don't know if that's still the case. I think California did an ad program like 10 years ago, stepping on Wisconsin, saying they had more cows per capita. But now I'm sure in California, the cows produce too much ozone methane, so they don't allow cows in the state probably.
That could be.
Because that's the downside of humankind.
So are you a cheese fan yourself?
I do, yes. I do enjoy cheese. I do. Not because I'm from Wisconsin, but I do. My favorite is extra sharp cheddar.
Oh, okay.
Extra sharp.
Extra sharp.
Why are we starting to we're 12 minutes into the program and food came up, and I didn't bring it up.
Well, I mean, because, it's the cheese state, and,
I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, all right, we're not going to get to chat because everybody says you're talking about food all the time. I'm like, we don't try. All right, we talk about racing. How about Brian Carlson leading the way? Can you tell folks we're having a good time here on liverc.com? Bringing you coverage here from beautiful HRCR Raceway. It is just an amazing facility. Great turnout here. What's the numbers, Matt? 250 or something like that? And,
250.
And entries just from coast to coast. Really, really awesome. A great facility. So if you're ever making a road trip to the Northwest, bring your RC stuff. They got 10-scale buggy track inside. They got outdoor asphalt. And they got this amazing 8-scale track out here.
Yeah, and maybe if we got Travis on the camera upstairs, we can get a pan of the surrounding facility after this race is complete. I bet he'd do it for us. And you guys can see just how
this camera
beautiful it
can't.
is.
We can do it from cam 2.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So
later on when we
look
get
at that view. Jeez. I mean, that's our backdrop right there. Beautiful here in Hayden, Idaho. All those campers.
Brian Carlson, your leader. Peter Tozer, Scott Maynard. Maynard just doing his hot lap, 38.4. Rowan Manass, 38.1. 37.3. Hot lap in a race from Bryant. See these guys having to take that wide line to be able to clear this double. Up and over into Twin Peaks, and slide it up and slide it down. This is the toughest part. It looks like a straight line, but it's crazy bumpy through there. Across the line, we're following Peter Tozer, 37.5. That's Peter's hot lap in a race. Peter, 8.5.02. Looking to go maybe 9. That would be awesome. Tozer now to the point. We're following our leader. Pat McCracken online from Oklahoma. He's the brother of Phil. How you doing? What's up, Pat?
You know, surprisingly, this track's holding together really well. There's no big craters. There's nothing really forming yet like we've seen in a few races in the past, you know, especially, you know, Silver State or something like that. It just it's really holding together well. The track crew here at HRC are doing a fantastic job of maintaining this and keeping it groomed up for us. Eric Jensen tuning in from Idaho. Eric, here's your morning salute. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support, Eric.
Eric, right here from about 4 feet away. All right, we got morning. I saw Sean Lawton checking in from Yorkshire, England. How are you? Good to have you found. I don't know if we had an England yesterday. Let me go to my master list here. We did not, so welcome to the party. Great Britain checked off here.
Well, I'm glad that Eric is here.
Oh, Def, you got that one. Okay, yeah, just a little subtle ones that, Pat, I hope you're doing well. You get me for like almost 3 weeks this year, Pat.
Whoa.
Or next year.
Scotty, if you were going to sign up for this race here and you could only choose one class, Buggy or Truggy, which one would it be and why?
Kind of depends. I don't know. Truggy's easier to drive just because wider stance and things like that. But I'd also love to run Buggy, though, because I would love to see where I stack up. You know, again, since there's one class, it'd be awesome to see, okay, I'm going to be in the O main. That's where I, you know, qualified. Yeah. And, you know, like that. So I guess it both. But to answer, if you only had to do one, I guess I'd go Buggy.
Buggy, okay.
Yeah, I guess I'd go Buggy.
I would choose Truggy for the first reason you said. The Truggies, they have longer arms. They have bigger tires and wheels. They're a little more stable. And you'll see, you know, later on today, if the mains were the same length, if they were both an hour long, the Truggies would get a couple more laps than Buggies do because they're just inherently faster and easier to drive than the Buggy is. And so I would go with the truck just, because, I need a handicap.
And I guess if you knew, I don't know if they announced it earlier, but, total track time, you're going to get more with the Buggy because of the longer qualifiers. So,
yeah,
we got more shout-outs. Mary checking in from Virginia. Do we have Virginia on the list yet? I don't know if we had a Virginia. We did not, but we do now. Thank you very much.
Mary Diatley, that's my aunt, so.
I'll be on vacation the first part, Pat. Okay, well, we gotta talk then, because we gotta get our plans, because we're building our dirt oval earlier. So we'll talk. When do you go on vacation?
Mary Diatley, here's your morning salute from Hayden, Idaho. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support. Tell everybody up there I said hello.
Leonard checking in from Hawaii. He is the Silver State raffle winner. How you doing, Leonard? Good to have you following along. Welcome to the party. Mike, he's a Sharp Cheddar fan. There you go. See, and I know Eric is too, right? Extra Sharp? Yes. Exactly. Dave checking in from Houston, Texas, from Mike's Gulf Coast Hobby. Welcome. The Foss family checking in from Indiana. Welcome, welcome. Extra Sharp White Cheddar. That's even a little twist to it. I'm with that, John. Absolutely. Craig checking in from Florida. Chillicothe, Illinois. What's up, Matt? How are you? Alan Van, all caps, standing strong this morning. Morning, Alan. Think Phend is going to pull it off? I don't know. Well,
I mean,
if you go by what Ryan Mayfield said in an interview, if you didn't see that interview last night, it was awesome.
Yes.
He said it so I can quote it, right? And I'm not going to get in trouble.
Well, you can change it to like.
Ryan, when I went to interview him, he said that was a butt whooping with a different word.
There you go.
Exactly. It's not after 8 o'clock, so I'm not going to cuss. But, he said, well, that was a butt whooping. Get beat by 8 seconds, he said. So.
Yeah, he actually said, where am I going to find 8 seconds? He said, maybe I can find 1 second, but 8 seconds? I don't think I can find 8 seconds. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Dakota Phend beat Ryan Mayfield by 8 seconds yesterday in qualifier number 2. I mean, Dakota Phend was just making zero mistakes and running very crisp lines. And so to answer your question, Alan, I mean, if Dakota Phend runs that way again, well, then, yeah, my money's on Dakota Phend. Yeah.
When I saw this track, I didn't think I was going to give a checked out gone at all. But the way he ran. And Mayfield, he had one small mistake where he coming through that center, that real tough straight line with the bumps where those two cars are going through right now. He rolled it over, maybe lost a couple seconds. But, it was an impressive run for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 8 seconds, and that was in 10 minutes. So, 60 minutes, that's a lap and a half that Dakota Phend will be checked out in. And Scotty and I were just discussing this yesterday. We didn't think there was going to be any checkouts. Maybe the top 5 would check out from the rest of the pack, but we thought that they would all stay together. But the way Dakota Phend ran yesterday, it's going to be and Dakota Phend also ran really, really well in truck. Although he had a breakdown in qualifier 1, he ended up finishing second in qualifier 2. So we're going to see how Dakota Phend shapes up today here in qualifiers 3 and 4 in truck. And, it could just be a Dakota Phend sweep this weekend.
Pat McCracken, you're not allowed to go on vacation that far and that long when I got our event coming up. That's not allowed. So that's going to be awesome. I hope you and Paul have a great vacation. But I guess we'll need to get you we'll get you and Travis hooked up before your vacation there so we can because we're going to need dirt dumped a week earlier because we're extending the Chili Bowl here by a week. And I'm sure you're going somewhere like really exotic, like Fiji or something like that. Mark Morrow leading the way here on the opening lap. Now Mark Robinson going 37.6. This is our third heat of 8 in our Truggy division, round number 3. Pat, I have no question if you're going to have it covered. You always do.
We got BeachRC.com tuning in, talking about Brent Dinsford. Yeah, have you ever been to BeachRC?
All the time. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Great.
I've had the honor to announce the Masters of Dirt there for the last couple years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's legit. And,
I heard that's
awesome.
like their biggest race.
It is. It's epic for sure. And my family might go race this year, which would be pretty awesome because my family's not that far from BeachRC. So that kind of be cool.
Brent Dinsford's here, the owner of BeachRC.com. Maybe I'll see if I can talk him into rent me a 10-scale buggy.
You don't need to rent one. You ain't got a 10-scale buggy?
No, there's no 10-scale.
You only got
tracks
mini
around me.
Z's. That's all you got is mini Z's.
Well, I have 8-scale. 8-scale and mini Z. Because around me in San Antonio, we don't have a 10-scale track.
Oh, we can find you. We can find you a buggy. We can find you a buggy. All right, we got Shane out front, 37.5. Mark Robinson down the front straightaway, your leader. He's going to be coming up on this pack. See that green and yellow in the back of this pack here? That's your leader. On the yellow wheels right there, going into the left side. Double nicely. Shane, Mark, Brittany.
2:10 left on the clock. Shane out front. Mark, Brittany, Mark in the 4, Woody in the 5. 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go. Hot lap here is from Brittany, 36.2. I remember yesterday Brittany ran a really impressive run. Got the extra lap with, I think it was like 0.4 of a second, if I'm remembering the right race. She got a 0.4 of a second, or she was 0.4 of a second getting the extra lap, so performed well yesterday. Brittany currently sitting in first now. Okay, so Brittany out on an 8.507, about to cross the loop right now is Brittany, the first place driver. And there she goes across the loop with a 36.6 on that lap. 8.504 pace for Brittany. Got the hot lap still, 36.2.
That's important. Got to have hot lap.
And there she is. Oh, getting a little sideways. Oh, got an instant replay here. Let's check this out. Oh, man.
Never lifted. Just flat out. Kept the foot in it. Is this race a Worlds qualifier? No, because the Worlds are already set for this year in Spain here in a couple months. And then next year's Nationals, the 25 Nationals, probably would qualify for the 26 Worlds. I guess I'll find out. Let me go ask if my guys are right outside. I'll be back.
Man, what a rough lap there for Brittany. We were talking about her, and she just had a rough lap. So, man, sorry about that, Brittany. You got the announcer's curse. 8.510 is the time for Brittany. Brittany going to fall all the way down to third. Brent Densford taking over now. 8.510 for Brent. 8.510 for the top three. They're separated by 0.4 of a second. Brittany can have a good lap here. All right, so that's the last one for Brittany. So far, 8.509.7. Oh, Brent got her. 8.509 for Brent. Brittany with an 8.510, 0.3 off of Densford's pace. So Densford, couldn't reset the TQ there. The TQ is going to hold from Peter, 8.504.
I didn't even see that Brent was in this one. Should have given him some love. Sorry, Brent, if you watched this.
Shane at the last lap.
Oh, on the last lap, took it. We just so happened to have the IFMAR president right outside the studio here, and I just went and talked to him. So next year's, the 2025, is the 2026 Worlds qualifier. So the Worlds right now are in 2024, so every 2 years are the World Championships. And they're going to be in 2026, and I didn't ask him this, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct that it's in the Roar block for 2026 8-scale Worlds.
Yeah, Francisco, everyone should hit that like button. Please hit that like button, share it with your friends, send it in a text message, put it in your Facebook groups, whatever you got to do. If you guys belong to any Facebook groups like RC group type stuff, make sure you share this broadcast because we want to share this beautiful racetrack, this beautiful facility with the entire world.
Oh, BJ, you're scaring me. I'm afraid to click on this link. You're going to find some goofy picture of me or something like that. JW, good morning to you. Francisco, how are you? Fred, welcome. So Fred's the one that asked that question there. I was just reading. Alan, track is pretty similar. They did water last night, water this morning. And we talked about it yesterday, how well this track is holding up. It's not blowing out like you normally see, so very good dirt they have here at HRCR, and the track crew is fantastic. I was texting to a name everybody knows when you talk track building, Joey Christensen, the dirt man himself, and I had asked him if he was coming up here, and he's like, no, there's no need to go up there. They got a great crew up there of track builders. In fact, some of them came down to Silver State to help out, or DNC, one of the two, if not both. Some of the guys from here went down there to help out. So, Joey, the master track builder, gives thumbs up to these guys. You can see it's a great track, holding up very well.
You know, I was talking to the track proprietor here, Brian Eider, and he told me that they brought in 60 dump trucks full of dirt from like a couple hours away because the local dirt here is full of rocks, and so they brought in this, whatever dirt this is that's not full of rocks, but 60 dump trucks is what it took.
That's a lot. And he owned a construction company.
Yeah.
So he said he had like 40 dump trucks himself. that he sold during COVID. So I will check that out, BJ, during the break here. Yeah, I remember that. A nice shot there from the AMA pick cam. There, look at that young man. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I'm forgetting. Oh, I'm a failure. Oh, what's his name? Oh. Man, I'm getting old. Sorry, buddy. That was Benny?
I don't know, Scotty. I could see you out here running a Truggy with a Buggy body.
Yeah, no, about that. No, I'd be running old school. If I was running Truggy, I'd have a real Truggy body on it. We're not going to start. You had to open that can of worms, didn't you? The chat room now. It's just going to go. No, we're not talking about it. All right, we're halfway through our Truggy qualifying round number 3, heat 4 on the track right now. Time to beat. Peter Tozer laid down 8.504. That was Benny's from his track. Awesome. Oh, no, JW. We were kind of waiting until you arrived before we started, so you're not really late. Yeah, Mike, he did open it. I was really thinking we were going to get through this whole weekend without it coming up.
Yeah, I could see you out there. White wheels.
No white wheel.
Buggy
No,
body.
that's for sure not happening. Yeah, my red and yellow paint job with white wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I did run white wheels. I had to run white wheels back at Trackside months ago. I didn't have any tires, and I showed up for a club race, so I went over to Chase Lemieux. I like, Chase, you got some old tires? And I'm like, yeah. So I was running white wheels, and, oh, yeah, I heard all about it for sure. Everybody was, like, busting my chops. And then my good friend Jose, he put on my pit board a sticker that, like, white wheels are faster.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, we got Wyatt Wilson leading away right now. 9-lap, 5:23. We're looking at our first 9-lap runs here in our morning Truggy division. You can see how bumpy that section is over the roller, nicely across start finish line, followed by Matt Wilson and Nicholas across the line. Yes, B. Tarsi, yes, I failed. I know. That's going to haunt me like all weekend. I'll be honest, though, post-pandemic, I definitely lost a step. When I was doing it like every week, for the last decade, and then shut down doing what you do for over 2 years, I definitely lost a step. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's, so that doesn't justify it. I just, yeah. All right, Prince, top of the board. 9-lap, 5:29 wide on a 9. Wilson Coert also on a 9-lap run here. 2 minutes to go in group number 4, Truggy.
Looks like top 5 got that TQ time covered from Peter, 8:504.8. Let's see, Ryan, White, and Wilson all on a 9-lap pace. Matt and Carter on 8:504 as well, but just a little bit faster than Peter. So, top 5 got a chance to cover that new TQ time.
John Moore, I'm rocking that KIM 134, the boat wheel on my radio. When I was in Norway racing last week, everybody was giving me the business about it. They all come over by my pit, and they were looking at me and talking to me and like, dude, your radio, what is that? I said, this boat wheel's been on my radio since 1996. You know what I'm talking about?
Does it have like the little spokes and everything?
Yeah, it's got, pull it up. KIM 134. Google that. KIM 134. See if it pops up. Well, bam, there it is.
Oh, okay.
See, that is the boat wheel. That has been on my radio, every radio I've had since 1996.
You just like it that much, huh?
I do, yeah. My fingers going the same way. I don't have to, squeeze the wheel because my fingers just kind of rest in it. Yeah, it's great. Loved it. A couple years ago, Matt, we were, John, what event? DNC, and my good friend Troy Weber from the greater Chicagoland area was at DNC Racing, and he's got one on his radio. And I started talking about it. Somebody put it in the chat room, the link to A-Main Hobbies. We sold them out of that thing in minutes. It was awesome. The power of live RC. Yes, so so that became a kind of running joke, and so I do proudly have one on my radio.
So do you use a fancy radio, or do you use a
fancy radio? I run a Sanwa.
Okay. Do you
M17.
use like Expo and all that?
I was talking to Timo Liano, who's a top-level driver from Finland and pro, and we were talking about that there in Norway. In 12 scale, I always used to use negative Expo to slow the steering down. I never really messed with it in my 8 scale endeavors, 8 scale on-road, but there at that track, I did. And I really liked it. I think I went down to minus. I went to minus 20. Then I changed my Ackerman plate because I had a very aggressive Ackerman plate on my Infiniti IF 18.3 on-road car, and I went to a more calmer Ackerman plate, and then I was able to turn my Expo down a little bit. But I do use it. Waiting for Ryan Prince to finish up. Only one guy left out here. Depending, he's going 9. First one to go 9 if he finishes. Come on, Ryan, you can do it. There you go, 9 lap, 5:33.
Yeah, I like using Expo too. It's kind of a funny thing with my friend back at home. You know, he buys all the new gadgets, new radios. Just bought the Futaba 10PX when it came out, but he doesn't believe in using anything that the radio offers. You know, any of the functions, any of the stuff that'll help you, tune your car and make it run better and all that. And I'm like, well, why are you buying Futaba 10PX?
Use a Magnum Junior then.
Yeah, if you're just, he's like, nah, I need to know exactly how my car feels. And I'm like, I use a ton of Expo. I use like negative 25 just to keep the car from being so twitchy, right there in the middle of the neutral position. Oh, there he is. Look, he's listening.
Hey. You need to start because you change springs, you change suspension. So, it's not like you're cheating or anything. It's tools at your disposal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like fully dive deep into it, but I definitely use some Expo, and those radios offer so many things that I don't even know what they do.
There is quite a bit. You can definitely chase it down the rabbit hole and lose yourself in it and really screw yourself up adjustment wise.
I know we bring up Adam Drake a lot, but you go out and watch his videos. He, because Futaba's got that thing where you can do the 70-30 throttle brake.
Yeah,
so you get a lot more, feel in your throttle. Because he was like, I modulate my throttle more than I modulate my brake. It's either I'm 100% on the brake or I'm not. There's really no like, I'm going to kind of brake, and you're just either braking or you're not braking. And Ryan Lutz also did another video too on brake bias, especially for 8-scale buggies, where you can set your brakes to have a heavier brake in the front versus in the rear, and what that does and what kind of effect it has, and a lot of cool stuff that you can do with radio setup, as far as having your servos and how much throw you want them to have, and we're going way too deep here. But
oh no, there's lots to it, and I'm as you mentioned, Adam's videos and stuff like that. A lot of the guys are doing videos.
Yeah.
For me, all the top Infiniti drivers do videos every couple. They put out a couple videos a month and talk about things for the cars and stuff. And Timo, I mentioned him earlier, did one about the radio setting on a Sanwa. There's the speed sensitivity on a Sanwa radio. It's factory set at 7, which is the fastest. And when we were in Norway last week, he was helping me with a lot of stuff and went into my radio like, oh, Scotty, you got to change this so you can turn down the speed and the reaction time. So there's lots of things you can do.
Yeah, I know they have like the ramp up and the acceleration, so no matter how much you hit the throttle, it's only going to ramp in so fast and to avoid wheel spin and all that.
On 8 scale, you got to grip it and rip it, man. You come out of the corner, you got to set your clutch so it's right. And, I got a lesson in clutch building over there from Thilo Dykman, great driver from Germany. He helped me with my clutch because in 8 scale on-road, clutch is everything. You got to have your clutch set right, and that's probably the biggest learning curve to learn the proper clutch adjustments. And I'm constantly learning. Maybe that's why I love that so much. There's so much to learn, and I really enjoy it. I can't wait. August, I get to race again at the Great Lakes Challenge. Can't wait.
What's the Great Lakes Challenge?
It's one of the big on-road nitro races in the country. It's at the same track where the Nats were.
Okay. Do they ever change the layout there? Or is it always the same?
There's not many layout changes they do. They change it for the Nats, so I'm sure they're going to change it for the Great Lakes. Well, that guy was just on the throttle trying to call the marshals.
Yeah,
all right, we got 2 laps in the books here. We had Dylan Peterson leading away.
Two minutes into this, 3 to go. Dylan, Paul, Oliver, Andrew, and Adrian are top 5. Looking to run down Ryan Prince, 9.533.
A couple of names you normally don't see down here in the lower mains. Paul Ciccarillo, Dylan Peterson. Usually these guys are up. Cole Chura usually up a race or two. So we're in group 5 of 8. Just coming up on the halfway mark, across the start-finish line. We are following your leader, Dylan Peterson. Dylan, you see those 3 stakes sticking up because on the first day everybody was cutting that one. There's a good shot of Dylan. Dylan looking good out there over the backside, double nicely wide to go into the Holiday 5-pack. A little short, a little pop a wheelie, but he saves it. A little whip. I try to learn how to whip. I'm just too old to whip.
Oh, no. You know who's real good at it? Ryan Mayfield. That dude can.
He was really good at whip. Nick Watlett. Nick Wally, you know what Nick Watlett is from Wally Bills?
Yeah.
He puts whip videos up all the time. I'm like, how'd he do that? Completely upside down and backwards and sideways and sticks to landing.
I was discussing with my friend last night about a Ryan Mayfield whip that he did yesterday through that bobble section, or the whatever we're going to call that. We need to come up with a good name for that mogul section there. But Mayfield in his truck hit it with his front left tire, and it flipped him up, and he was able to somehow contort that thing in the air like a ballerina and put it right back on all fours where it needed to be. And just incredible talent that these drivers got.
If we had in-studio video, you would have just saw Matt just contorting his arms and his hands all kinds of ways he was describing that. We got Dylan out front leading away. We follow Dylan. Dylan on a 9.525 take Q time right now. About 8 seconds to the good from that time of Ryan Prince. Andrew Beauchamp right behind him, followed by Tyler, then Cole Chura, Adrian, Tyler, Oliver, Jason. Paul Ciccarillo is not having a fun time here in Truggy. He has been struggling on the struggle bus. Qualifying round number 3. Not what he was hoping for here at the start. There with a 41-1 lap. Team Camo, greetings to you. Welcome to the party. Good to have you following along. Corbin Dallas, how are you? Cool Beans. New names popping up. Torian, how are you? Welcome to the show here. We're coming to you live from Hayden, Idaho. About an hour east of Spokane, about an hour west of the Montana state line. In some absolutely beautiful, beautiful country up here. And a first-class facility, hobby shop, 3 racetracks. It's beautiful. All right, Dylan dropping down to the 4th spot. Andrew Beauchamp now to the point. And Dylan's last lap, that 41.0, cost him a few seconds. Race number 5 on a track. A fine good morning to everybody, or good afternoon from those around the world. Got about half the states in the USA have checked in. About a half a dozen nations from outside. Shifty's checking in. What's up, Shifties? These guys winded down here across start finish line. Dylan winded down. Culture going to go to the 2. Beauchamp going to take this one. Unless Taylor Wonders can have an epic lap here. The 37-1. If he throw down a fast 35, may be able to take it. He was 2.3, but not with a 36.8. Couple guys yet to finish up as they come across the start finish line. Beauchamp going to take this one. 9 lap 5:28 goes that new TQ by about 5.5 seconds. What's for lunch? We don't know yet. We really didn't have breakfast either. The motel we're at's got no breakfast, so we don't know. They got the food truck they got here is really good. I got some Khalil, one of our camera guys, he had what is that, chicken bowl yesterday, right? Yeah, teriyaki chicken bowl. That was pretty good. So that might be on the menu today. And then they had bacon fried rice. I wonder if I can get the bacon fried rice in the bowl. Oh, boom. There we go. Oh, I found this out, and this is a first in my life. I've never heard this before in all my 39 years on this planet. Joe Bornhorst does not like bacon. I have never known anybody in my life that doesn't like bacon. You guys ever hear anybody that doesn't like bacon? Really? How can you not like bacon? You put bacon on anything, it like makes it better. Like broccoli is like nasty, cauliflower nasty, but you put bacon on it, is at least tolerable, right? You're looking at me like, what? Yeah, I'm not a broccoli or cauliflower fan at all. Same with Brussels sprouts. Useless. Feed them to the rabbits. Don't get me going on kale. Remember, for your old guys, kale used to be used in the buffets to separate the food in the buffets. All right, we got heat number 6 of 8. This is our sea sword of our Truggy. Cade Burnett, Ryan Days, or Daze, depending. You were calling him Daze. Do you know that for a fact?
I think that I was corrected.
Were we? The throbbing brain told us? Okay, we'll go with Daze. Jeremy, David, Carson, Austin, Tyler, AJ, Dylan, AJ Schumacher, Jermaine, Jake, and Cody. We did a regrouping after yesterday's 2 qualifier based on your 1 best qualifying point. Exactly, Team Camel. Feed it to the rabbits, right.
So, Scotty, are they taking what are qual points, and are they taking 2 or are they taking 3? I mean, how does this work?
They're taking 2 of 4. Basically, each round is separate. It stands on its own. If you're the fastest in this round, you will get 0 points. Second qualifier will get 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. They'll add up your 2 lowest point totals, and that's what's going to seed you in semifinals or quarterfinals, half finals, 8 finals, 16th, 132nd, 164th, depending how far deep we go.
Got it. So it's kind of similar to golf. You want to go in with the lowest score.
The lowest score, correct.
So if you get first place, you get 0 points. Second place gets you 2 points, that kind of thing. And
correct.
Whoever has the cumulative of the lowest points is our top qualifier. Got it.
You are correct, sir. All right, these guys all coming around. Started their clock. Austin Crackdale doing a 36-0. These 2 guys bunched up across the start finish line right now, Jake and Cade Burnett.
Kyle, what's up? Here's your morning salute from Hayden, Idaho. It's about 9:45 here in the morning in Idaho. Beautiful day. We got shorts on here in the liverc.com studio because it's going to be a hot one coming up later this afternoon, somewhere in the 80s, low 90s. It's going to be a hot one, especially out here on the track for these drivers. They're going to play some tire games right now. They got different compounds, and they'll run later this afternoon, I'm sure. And that's always a big thing here in RC racing is tire prep and tire choice and tread compound or tread pattern versus how hard the tire is. Usually when it warms up, you want to run a harder tire in the hotter weather. And if it's cooler outside, you run a softer tire.
AJ Schumacher in a green and yellow here over the back, rolling out of the big double in the backside. Takes the wide line to be able to set up here to the 5-pack. Very nicely. A little whip there as he turning up the hill. And the chicane trying to avoid that second speed bump. That's what most of the guys are doing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how well, it's not weird, but it's interesting to see how the different lines that drivers have taken from the very first day till today, where they were just kind of jumping over that little speed bump, and now everybody just seems to be avoiding it. We'll see what the pros do coming up in Heat 8 of 8, how they choose to attack this track.
Staying with AJ here into the Holiday 5-pack. Nice double-double. Getting to see him turn the wheels as he climbs up the hill to kind of get it turning already. AJ getting faster as he continues to do more traveling. We watched him at the DNC and Silver State, and just gets better and better and better. Jermaine Robinson, your leader. We're picking up Jermaine. Jermaine had pretty good qualifying runs yesterday. Puts him here in his C group. He was in the lower groups yesterday. Did well. Oh, a little kiss of the pipe there.
John Moore, they're going to – sorry, Scotty. They're going to take 3. The top 3 are going to bump into the next main.
To make 14-car mains is what we're going to have for Buggy A. I'm assuming maybe the same for trucks. We go through kind of the world's format here for the Nationals, where we'll do the either ladder main or Christmas tree, depending what do you want to call it. So TQ locks into the championship final. So if you're overall TQ, then next group go into the 2 semifinals. So they have semifinals, which are normally 30-minute semis. Then they'll take top 6 from each semifinal. So that gives you 12, plus the TQ is 13. And then out of the semis, the one driver that's in 7th position from either side of the semis that has the faster time will complete the 14-car A main.
Following Jermaine Robinson, this young man from California, was from San Antonio. Every time I see him out here driving, he's just faster and faster and faster. So Jermaine Robinson going to be a name that we'll be talking about here in the future for sure as he keeps climbing up the leaderboard. Jermaine currently sitting on a 9.515. Got the hot lap here in this heat, 34.3. So Jermaine looking really good here. Whoa! Able to save it there on that double there. Yeah, we've got a really good kick up there. Working his way through the middle of the track. Oh, no! Jermaine getting that one wrong.
Coming in hot.
Had a 3-second lead on Tyler Fenster. That's all but gone now. Let's see what it looks like when he comes across here. Oh, man. That's all it took.
Proud Toaster, yes, anyone is available to run at the Nationals, whatever your ability. Everybody is welcome to join. Only 2 classes, just buggies and truggies. No pros, no intermediate, no sportsmen, nothing like that. Oh, man.
But you said this earlier, Scotty. It really shows you where you stack up.
Yeah.
In the field of Nitro, because you got Joes and pros all out here competing together, and a Joe could easily win this just like a pro could. Oh, big pile up there right in the middle of the track.
Here in the U.S., I normally, just because I just am old enough now barely to run the Masters class. I run the Masters class. But when I was racing last week in Norway for my 8 scale, they only had 1/8 open. And it was interesting to see where I stacked up. I think there was 50 guys in the open class, and I finished 24th. I didn't bump up out of the quarterfinal. I unfortunately had a bit of tough luck. After our warm-ups, my engine was running really good, but my mechanic that I had to borrow a mechanic, he tuned it a little bit, and about 2 minutes into the main, it was just too lean. I came out of the corner and there was like no smoke out of the engine. I'm like, oh, this is not good. And then the next lap when I ripped on it, it like it redlined, so it didn't. And all these guys were catching me and passed me, so I had to come in and make a pit stop, and it unfortunately dropped me back, and I couldn't improve. All right, we got some big names in this one.
Oof, yeah.
I see Brandon Rose leaning over there. Man, we're in the B. Adam Drake, Jory Bordon, Ryan Lutz, Chase Lemieux, Brandon Rose, Spencer Eckert, Cole Toller, Caden Fuller, Joe Bornarth, Ethan Mechanic, Jonah Wilson, Joshua Vigil, Jared Kozakrea, and Jimmy Fishback. This is a stacked heat right here in the B sort.
I mean, this would be an A-main. Just,
yeah.
Geez.
That pink and yellow, that's Cole Tollard. Fellow cheesehead from Almero, Wisconsin.
Do you think he likes queso?
He does. He likes chocolate milk. Big chocolate milk guy. Big chocolate milk guy.
Yesterday was the strawberry moon. So you were supposed to drink strawberry milk.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently the strawberry milk manufacturers of the world crowned it their day to try to increase sales.
Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Hallmark created Sweetest Day and, Grandparents' Day and all these, so you buy cards.
Okay. Well, today is RC Day here in Hayden, Idaho.
Well, you see them all jumping into that pit lane.
Yeah, that pit lane really is tricky. The entrance into pit lane, you got to jump down into it, and then they got a couple of little bumps in there where you got to slow your car way down to get your car in there.
Yeah, I wonder if Joe Bornhorst would feed his dog bacon strips. Bacon, 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 bacon. They probably don't even have bacon in the house. And wouldn't it be ironic if his wife is a huge bacon fan? That would be hilarious.
10 seconds left to go in warm-up. About to get this one underway. 5-minute qualifier time to beat Tyler Fenster. 9.5.19. Green flag.
These guys need to spread out. Oh, big crash. Spencer Heckard right there whipping it.
There's Lutz.
Following Ryan Lutz around the racetrack, Kyosho driver, a.k.a.
Ryan Lutz, a lot of success yesterday in Buggy. Finished in second place in one of the qualifiers and then 10th, I believe, in qualifier 2. So Ryan Lutz out here doing big things. Driving to, Ryan Lutz chooses to do both speed bumps there. So that's his line. B. Rose comes out first with a 34 flat. Let's see what Lutz has here on this one. Lutz coming across with a 34.6. Here's B. Rose right here. B. Rose in the green.
Lutz yesterday had a 12th and a 19th qualifier. He rolled into this one 14th overall. So if you want to make, this has A main, B main, C main.
For those who haven't seen it, we did a track walk with Brandon Rose. Very detailed track walk. A lot of knowledge from Brandon Rose. Watching him go down the back straight here. Brandon Rose currently out front, 9.507. Got that TQ covered by about 12 seconds. B. Rose got the hot lap here, 34 flat on his first lap. Then he ran a 34.3. Let's see what he's got on this one. Oh, Brandon Rose doing a little stoppy there. Coming down that JConcepts hill across the loop. 35.4, so going to drop him down to third. Chase Lemieux in the X-Ray taking over now. Here's Chase Lemieux, 34.3 on the last lap.
Chase, another fellow cheesehead, son of Paul Lemieux, owner of Motive and Gravity RC.
You think he likes queso?
Yeah. Chase has been normally focusing on his 10-scale program, been running X-ray for a long time. And over last summer, kind of got into 8-scale. This summer focusing quite a bit on it, making his first national appearance in the 8-scale world.
You know, I was doing my research for this race. Chase Lemieux's name comes up a lot in 10-scale. Big competitor in the 10-scale world. Did really well at the 10-scale nationals this year. And Chase Lemieux, one of those names to watch for sure. And now here he is in 8-scale.
Just graduated high school and now going to be focusing on some racing. Can do a lot of traveling, a lot of racing. Going to put his head down and focus on his racing career.
It's really cool. I'm jealous of some of these drivers that get to travel the world, travel the country, and go to all these big races and just have a good time. I mean, Chase out here doing really well, 9.5.11. But B Rose taking back over now, 9.5.10. B Rose on the last lap, 34.1. Let's see what he gets on this one. Here's Cole Tollard.
It's like a Wisconsin celebration here of our cheeseheads. Had Chase, now we got Cole Tollard.
I wonder if we can fill the Roar Cup when they win with queso.
With queso. Yeah, I'd like to order 2 gallons. 2 gallons of queso, please.
I'll bring the chips, Scotty.
Better be extra sharp, though, cheddar. And white cheddar for John Moore.
Cole Tollard currently sitting in second place, 9.5.11, about a half a second back from Brandon with 1 minute to go left here in this heat. We got one more coming up next, heat 8 of 8 for Truggy. B Rose out front, 9.5.10. Tollard half a second back, 9.5.11. Chase Lemieux about a second from Tollard, 9.5.12. Oh, Jonah now taking over the number 3 spot, 9.5.12. Chase Lemieux, 9.5.12. Joshua Vigil, 9.5.14. That is our top 5. Top 5 separated by 3 seconds.
Pick up Brandon Rose here, coming into the Twin Peaks up and down nicely. Coming across start finish line last time by 34.8, this time 34.7. Puts it on a 9.5.10, 9 seconds underneath, about 8.5 to be exact, under the current TQ from Tyler Fenster in the last heat. Winding it down here, got about, this is Brandon's final lap. Bit of traffic coming up on him. Hopefully it doesn't slow him up too much. See if he's going to dive to the inside here. Oh, that worked out swell.
Nice.
Now if this guy checks up, doesn't get in the backside nicely. All right, Brandon can get through this crazy section here. And a good run there for Brandon Rose. 34 flat his last lap. Hot lap. Well, bam. Chase Lemieux got a chance in this one. He needs a money lap here to take it from Cole. Cole last lap, 34.7. Chase had a 34.2. Chase was 1/10 off of Cole. We pick up, said Lemieux. See if he can get it through this section. To the line, punches it across the line. Oh, we didn't see that on the last lap. Wah, wah, wah. Tough luck for Chase there, 37.3. I mean, still a solid run, but not that chance. He had that chance for second.
But B Rose taking it 9.5.10 for the S-Works driver. 34 flat was his hot lap, so very, very solid run there. Got the TQ by about 9 seconds from Tyler Fenster. Still got one more heat, though. See if anybody's got anything for Brandon Rose in heat 8 of 8. Brandon Rose about a second up on Cole Tollard in second place. So solid run from Brandon there.
Get ready here for our A sort.
Yesterday in the A sort was Mayfield took one of them, and Mason Fuller took qualifier number 2. So we've got two drivers in the Truggies with first place finishes. About to let them go here. Good shot there of all the mechanics, letting their drivers' Truggies loose. In this one, we got Mason Fuller Ryan Mayfield, Dakota Phend, Lil Bump, Tater Sontag, Camden Lime. You know, Camden Lime is a hard name for me to say for some reason.
Doesn't flow like perfectly off the tongue.
Yeah, it's tough. Jared Wiggins, Frankie Contreras Jr., Rivkin, Aiden Horn, Cavallari, Lee Setzer, Seth Van Dalen, and Cole Ogden. 14 car heat here. 14 truck heat, I should say. They get a 2-minute warm-up. Got about a minute 20 left in their warm-up. Oh, got a flame out.
Tater Sontag, Mike Sontag trying to get there. He's got plenty of time yet to get it fired. See him running, trying to get Sontag. I'm feeling a little Fee here. I'm thinking Fee's gonna have a good one here. I'm big fan. So hopefully I didn't jinx him, Fee.
Yeah, Fee is an awesome kid. But so is Brandon Rose. I mean, Brandon Rose with that 9.510. That's going to be a tough time to beat for these drivers. Let's see, yesterday.
Katie on the bottle right there. Great shot for A-Main Pit Cam.
Let's see. Yesterday, Mason Fuller ran a 9.503, and Mayfield ran a 9.504. Dakota Phend also with a 9.504. Fee with a 9.506. Sontag 9.507. So, I mean, there's definitely potential to top that 9.510 set by B. Rose.
All right, we're following Mayfield. If you watch Truggy release him.
Tater Sontag yet to check in. Hopefully there's nothing drastic going on with that. There it is.
All right, Tater back out there. We're following Mayfield here. Mayfield going to take the green. He's all spread out. You see him kind of staging there at the top, trying to get some space.
Mayfield slow rolling it. Good idea there to space himself out. They do that so they don't run up right on the back bumper of the Buggy or Truggy in front of them. They want to give themselves the best opportunity. I mean, you know, obviously qualifying, if you watch NASCAR or anything like that, they'll go out there and they qualify all on their own. Well, here in RC, we qualify with other people. So these drivers aren't technically racing the driver to their left or to their right. They're actually racing the clock. So what they want to do is give enough space in between the Truggy in front of them that way they have enough room to, you know, run good, clean laps and not have to contend with traffic.
Mayfield across the line, 33.9, 33.7 from Seth Van Dalen. Ooh. First one at the top of the board, Camden line, 33.8. Mayfield, 33.9. Frankie Contreras Jr., 33.9. Talked about Frankie yesterday. Good to see this young man just continuing to climb, get faster and faster. From a few years ago when he dominated the intermediate division at the DNC and has just continued to climb and get faster now in the A resort here with some of the best in the world. Great to see that from young Frankie. Bright future for that young man.
Ryan Mayfield here choosing to take the same line as Ryan Lutz. Let's see if he does it again here. Both of them took that speed bump instead of going around it. We're about to find out here as Mayfield goes down the back straight. Coming through the Holiday 5-pack, double, and single. Let's see.
Oh, flame out again for Tater. Oh.
Yeah, and he takes both of them there.
It's going to be very interesting because he's, like I said, only him and Lutz doing it. Everybody else goes around. So it's going to make for a unique passing opportunity in the finals. Or was that Camden that flamed out? Could be. I'm usually wrong, so. See, did Tater? Yep, Camden is late to the line, so it Mayfield is. And just heard the announcer say it, so Camden in the pits.
Mayfield out front here, 9.503, so blistering pace out of Ryan Mayfield in that Techno truck as he comes across that double, setting himself up for the Twin Peaks here. Really tight on that pipe. And then going through that mogul section, down the JConcepts hill, down the front straightaway, clicking off a 33.2 his hot lap, and the hot lap of this heat for Ryan Mayfield onto the left side of the track. Now up onto the back straight. Ryan Mayfield, 9.502. Got about a second and a half up on Wiggins in number 2. Aiden Horn 3, Van Dalen 4, Rivkin 5, Cavallari 6, Little Bump in the 7, Ogden 8, Dakota Phend in the 9, and Mason Fuller rounding out our top 10.
We're following Wiggins here around the track. He goes around. Oh, caught that one with the left front. Slides it around here. Coming up hard on the binders up the hill. Got Dakota Phend filling his rearview mirror. Dakota Phend down in the 8th position. He had a 36-second opening lap. And that sounds like an amazing lap for any of us, but for these guys, that's a couple seconds off. So he's on his way trying to climb up to the back, but I'm sure he will. There's Cole Ogden just clicking across the line with his best lap, 33.7.
1 minute, 30 seconds left to go on this one. Mayfield still out front here, 9.502. Second and a half up on Wiggins. Wiggins on a 9.505. Van Dalen, 9.507. Horn, 9. Aiden Horn up in the number 4 spot. So Aiden Horn climbing up the ladder here. Currently sitting in 10th position overall, and now he's driving around here in 4th, but drops to 7th. So Cole Ogden taking over that number 4 spot. Dakota Phend climbing back up to the number 5. Here's Mayfield. Let's see what he does here over this speed bump, and he takes it. So him and Ryan Lutz, the only 2 drivers that I've seen taking that speed bump. But look at all this traffic that Mayfield's coming up behind with less than a minute to go here in heat number 8 of Truggy.
Mayfield crossed the line that time, 34.4. Wiggins had a 33.6.7 is the gap. So if Wiggins can throw a couple together, he had a 33.5, so he made up a few tenths that time on Mayfield. Wiggins looking poised here to possibly get a TQ here in qualifying round number 3. That would give us 3 different TQs with Fuller, Mayfield, and possibly Wiggins here. 30 seconds to go.
Half a second does Jared Wiggins behind Mayfield. But if Mayfield can take this one, this will give him 2 first-place finishes here this weekend. He took qualifier number 1 as the top qualifier, and now maybe here in qualifier number 3. So that would give him 2 first-place finishes with 0 points. Then it would only be up to Mason Fuller at that point to get qualifier number 4. Currently, Mason Fuller sitting in spot 11. Make it 9. So Mason Fuller sitting in 9th. Mayfield coming up for his final lap here. Oh, look at all this traffic. They got to get out of his way. Mayfield 9.504, and they are. Here he comes down the line. 9.504.3. Where's Wiggins? Here comes Wiggins for the final lap. Can Wiggins put in a heater? 0.4 seconds back is Wiggins. So Ryan Mayfield taking that one. Top qualifier here for qualifier number 3. So qualifier 1 and 3 goes to Ryan Mayfield here in Truggy. Jared Wiggins in the 2, Dakota Phend in the 3. So Dakota Phend put in some work there. He was way down the list. Ends up finishing in the 3. Aiden Horn in the 4. Van Dalen 5. Cavalieri 6. Ogden 7. Rivkin 8. Fuller 9. Little bump in the 10. Frankie Contreras 11. Setzer 12. Tater Sontag in the 13. What a run there from the machine, Ryan Mayfield. Just lap after lap after lap, the consistency that he had. A 33.2 hot lap in that one was the hot lap of the race. So Ryan Mayfield on a mission here this morning in Hayden, Idaho at HRCR. What a run from Ryan Mayfield. I mean, now he's got 2 first-place finishes. The only other person who could upset that would be Mason Fuller in qualifier number 4 because, like I said, Mason Fuller has a TQ in round 2, and then now he's got to get round number 4 if he wants to dethrone Ryan Mayfield. But that's going to be tough because Ryan Mayfield is the guy to beat right now. So let's go down to the driver's stand and talk to Ryan Mayfield with Scotty.
Thank you very much, Matt. We're up here on the driver's stand with Ryan Mayfield. Ryan, a great run there, but it got tough there with 2 to go. You got behind the pack.
Yeah, my truck was really good. Started out, just got in a rhythm. Made a couple changes from yesterday, and it felt really nice. That's the best it's been. So, yeah, at the end, I was just cruising, hitting my marks, going good, and then at the end, I caught a pack of 4 trucks, and I think the announcer said 1.7 second lead. Like, I'll just back it down, and then I backed it down, and then at the end, Jared was still rolling. And he got within like 0.4 of a second there. So yeah, glad I was able to finish that one out. We'll reset and try to do it again in Buggy.
Feeling of the track here now from day to day here. How does it feel this morning?
It's a little dustier today. I think with the overcast, it seems to be keeping the dust up. Just made a tire audible right at the end. We were running the relapse like the closer pin tire yesterday when the track was cleaner. And then watching the track, it was really dusty. So I went back to my Reflex, good old faithful tire. And it worked really well. It cut through the dust pretty good. Had good braking power. I just got to keep up with what this thing's doing and make the right adjustments.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
All right, let's get Jared Wiggins in here. Jared, starting off the day with a very good run. It was tough out there though, a little bit of traffic, but you almost pulled it off.
Yeah. I started out a little slow. I made a little bobble on the first lap, and it's so hard sometimes to get space, especially we got to not be waiting up or doing anything. And so I was a little sketchy at the start, but I picked up some pace, and I think Ryan got slowed up a little right at the end, but just a little short. But I'm happy with the 2. Improved my points a little. So yeah, it's a good day. Good start to the day.
And how do you feel the track is from yesterday to today?
I think the grip is similar. The line's probably just narrower and there's more dust. So you got to be a little more careful, especially in some of the more difficult parts of the track, like the whoops. If you miss it a little and hit the dust, it's real easy to make a mistake. So.
Well, good start to the morning. Best of luck here in Buggy.
Thanks, Scotty.
All right, let's get Dakota Phend over here. Dakota Phend, we've had lots of chats here in the last couple of days, and you had a tough first lap. I mean, tough, you lost a couple seconds, but otherwise you were able to climb back to third.
Yeah, I made a mistake where I did the first round of Q1 at Truggy as well. Fortunately, I didn't crash or break that time. And then kind of just stayed behind Jared for most of the race. He had a really good pace, and I was able to kind of just slowly climb my way up. So I'll take a third. We have 2 good points now, so I'll at least be, should be starting in the top 5 hopefully. And then we'll probably change a couple little things, try and get a couple tenths out of it, and see what we can do for Q4.
What's your gut feeling on this for that long 45-minute or hour-long main? How do you think this track is going to hold up? And being so technical, what is it going to pose to you racers?
I think it's going to hold up. I think it's just going to be really tough on, like I said, the cars, the engine, and the tires and all that. The groove is really narrow, so as the tires wear, it's going to get pretty difficult. So I think it's going to be really important just kind of get that first 20 minutes under your belt really, really clean and not have any mistakes. And just obviously get a clean start there. The first couple laps, there's going to be a lot of chaos. There's quite a few sections that are going to be pretty hard to race on. This double after the end of the straight, it's really hard to tell depth perception-wise how close you are. So really just trying to capitalize and get through those first few laps and have a clean, first half of the race, and then kind of just go from there.
All right. Well, best of luck in the next round for Buggy.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. There's Dakota Phend. Had a tough start, but able to work his way back. A little bit behind the scenes. Before we went live on this interview, these guys, the 3 of them up there, were talking, and you guys as viewers know them as fierce competitors, but they all have a level of respect for each other. And Jared came up to Dakota. As Dakota said, he was following Jared. Jared came up and said to him, hey, man, I appreciate the space there in that qualifier. So, they all have a level of respect. They all want to go fast, but they give each other the respect, and it's really nice to see, and something you folks might not always see. So a little behind-the-scenes stuff here from the driver's stand. Back to you, Matt, in the studio.
All right, thanks, Scotty. Man, what a run there. We had 2 Technos and a TLR there in the top 3, Mayfield. And then we had Jared Wiggins and Dakota Phend. So impressive run there out of Mayfield. We're done with Truggy qualifier number 3. We're going to do Buggy coming up next. They're going to do a little track maintenance, but I got a special treat for you. I am going to leave you with an interview that we did with Ryan Mayfield, the winner from the Truggy class. He's going to show us a little insight on his 8-scale Nitro Buggy. So don't go away. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, but stick around and watch this interview we did with Ryan Mayfield.
Hey guys, Ryan Mayfield here at the 2024 Roar Nitro Nationals at HRCR Raceway. Beautiful facility, having a great time. And I was asked to talk about my buggy a little bit. So here it is, fresh off the track from the second round of seeding. I'm just going to talk about a few things here about it. Obviously the RM 0.1 engine, running great out here. It's a pretty demanding track. A lot of big jumps right out of corners. The rest of the car is essentially what's going to be our next version of our buggy, the 2.2. A lot of little things different from the last car, and it's all those little things are making a huge difference on the track. We've gained a lot of pace, a lot of drivability. Well, I know one of the hot topics is the shock towers. Obviously, I'm running the normal lightweight shock towers that came out previously in the year. We do have the split towers as well, but we have those 2 different shock towers for tunability. So these towers that are connected on the top here, I feel are more consistent, a little more predictable on high bite, kind of rougher tracks. But the split towers are more predictable, easier to drive on like low bite rough tracks. So that's kind of when I tune those. Under the body here, got all the nice ProTech electronics. I choose the 170 SPL servos. I think I like the speed of them versus the TBL, and especially in a buggy, they have plenty of torque to do whatever you need to do. We got the Moto Whips treatment Samurai ProTech 2090 pipe. Looks nice, just a little flare. And the rest of the car, got the JConcepts turnbuckles, some JConcepts titanium screws here and there. I do run a 1 Army engine mount so that I can run the ProTech clutch and get the gear mesh and everything that I want. And the rest of it's all techno. I mean, this thing's basically straight out of the box from the next kit you guys are going to be able to get, and it's been working really good on a lot of different tracks. So yeah, looking forward to the next couple events. We got the Worlds coming up. This is a really good test for that, and hopefully we can learn a little more here and go there and be competitive. So looking forward to qualifying in the mains, and hopefully we can do good for you guys.
All right, I'm here with Tater Sontag. Tater, the first question I got to ask you is about those shoes.
Yeah, these are some Dunks, some custom ones I designed. So these are the new daily track shoes for sure.
Yeah, I heard you talking about them earlier. They got a little saying on the back of them. What's it say?
Yeah, they got a nickname on them. They say Tot Salad on the back of them.
All right, so let's talk about some racing.
Yep.
So I've seen you out there. You're doing really well. Tell us your thoughts on this track and the event.
Yeah, so we came out here for the warm-up race about a month or so ago. Did some testing, found out what tires work and stuff. The conditions were a little bit different. It's a lot warmer here now, so there's a lot more grip, a lot harder to drive. The layout is super packed. There's a ton of jumps, a ton of obstacles on the track, so definitely keeps you on the toes. It's really fun, though, once you find a good rhythm and stuff. So, yeah, I've been enjoying it. The grip's through the roof. We're running S3 compound tires, so, yeah, a ton of grip, fun layout, and should be good to race on.
Very cool. Tell me a little bit about your car. I mean, I came in here and jumped up on you. You had the motor pulled out. What exactly are you doing in between rounds?
Yeah, so that last run in Truggy about 2 minutes ago, I felt like I was losing a lot of my power on the bottom end. So pulled the clutch out real quick, and it looked like the carbon shoes were a little chewed up on there, so it was causing it to slip a little bit. So we're going to put some fresh shoes on for qualifying tomorrow so we can get that pop back out of the bottom.
Very cool. While you're here in Hayden, Idaho, I mean, it's a beautiful place. You and the rest of your team going out and doing anything fun?
Not too much. We did a little bit of exploring when we were here for the warm-up race. We went and traveled for a day, just kind of drove around, saw all the, it's beautiful out here with all the trees, the lakes and stuff, the mountains. So we did a little sightseeing when we were here, but nothing too crazy this time.
Okay, last question I got for you. If you had to, put your money on the hardest section of the track, what would it be?
Honestly, either the back double single, the one going from right to left, or the moguls. Those are the two hardest. That back double is really easy to miss time and short one, or over jump one and short the other. They're fairly easy to get over, but trying to backside them perfect make them a ton of times hard. And then the moguls are super hard. They're offset rollers. Then the back section was really wet right after that, so it's got a lot of loose dirt on there still, so it's kind of bumpy and rough. So those are my two hardest sections for sure.
All right, Tater Sontag, doing big things out here at the Fuel Nationals. I mean, we expect, just to continue to climb up the leaderboard all weekend, so good luck to you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'm here with Jason Rona from JConcepts. Jason, tell us what it's like to be the sponsor of a race and an event like a Roar Nationals.
Well, we'd like to, kind of extend a lot of sponsorships throughout the year to many different events. Of course, we have our own national series, but kind of what we feel is important at these events is supporting when there's a track and a hobby shop together. And we kind of feel like it's not only supporting the hobby, but you're really supporting the track and the hobby store. A lot of these, if you're doing title sponsorships and things of that nature, they're usually cash related, right? They're asking for cash, so to speak. And we always feel that it's a good cause, because it's going to directly benefit the racers in the end, that they can keep the track there, they can maintain things. I know Brian did a good job here at HRCR, talking about the sponsors ahead of time. He talked about, adding some things here that they didn't have before due to the sponsorship dollars they're able to obtain here. Obviously, we got MG23 behind us here. He's another major sponsor that came in and, allowed, Brian to make some upgrades here. And obviously, it's a fantastic facility anyway when you're here. But, that's where we feel that the sponsorship money goes to a good cause in this situation, where it's really going back to the track, and it helps them stay here, keep going, and have racing for hopefully time to come.
Yeah, I mean, HRCR here in Hayden, Idaho, it's beautiful facility. I mean, they've got three tracks here, an off-road, an indoor off-road, and an on-road. I mean, where is JConcepts in all that? I mean, are you guys doing all three of those?
The individual tracks. Well, when you do an event like this, traditionally what happens is the hobby store or the race promoter will contact us and say, hey, we're going to have a race on this date. Here's the race flyer. Here's what the classes that we're offering. Here, when it's a Roar race, the classes are set already. But they come to us and say, hey, we're looking for sponsorships. And they have different tiers of sponsorships. So they might say, hey, this is the platinum, the gold, silver, bronze, whatever. And, they usually come with, it's like, hey, for the platinum sponsorship, it's X amount of dollars. It comes with this many banners. It's, getting the shout out online. It's, that's what it comes with. That's how they kind of word it. That's how these sponsorship platforms are created. So we get those throughout the year from many different events. And for this, it was specific to the off-road race. So the sponsorship here was for this race in general. So at this race, we technically are sponsoring the off-road track here for the Nationals. But in the end, it goes to benefit everything because, it's kind of all in one.
Yeah, so I mean, JConcepts. I mean, how does JConcepts support the drivers that are here? I mean, I know that a ton of drivers are out here running JConcepts tires, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's been a long process for us. This is our 21st year. When we first started coming to these events, which was right about 2007 area, we really had one driver, and if you counted me at the time, maybe it was 2 or 3 total. And, Ryan Mayfield did a lot of the heavy lifting for us for all these years on the track, getting these results, TQing rounds, being able to show what the product can do. So we started off very small in terms of the team coming to a race like this. Obviously, over the course of years, we've picked up some steam with racers. Ryan's been able to, do his thing and be a winner, a champion over the years. It's invited other drivers to come in and join us, or it really kind of motivated others to want to join us. And over the course of the years, we've picked up a large team for races like this. You can't have everybody in this game, no matter who you are. There's still many amazing drivers out there, but we try to really take care of all of our guys A to Z when we're here, because it's important to us that they feel part of a team. They feel that they have product on hand, that they can lean on us and say, hey, I didn't bring this, or I don't have that, and we have it for them. So, we ship in product for an event like this, and, we're cross country. So, we're in Florida. This is, very across the United States. It's when you're flying here, it's a little bit for us like an international trip, because it's a lot of hours, but we ship things in ahead of time. So we have to plan for events like this several months in advance. Paul Wynn, who's here with us, doing the team, support, and he's probably made the list for this race back in April, I'd say, and so since April we've been preparing for, preparing, seeing how many drivers we're going to have here, because lots of times they don't even tell you they're going to show up. Sometimes they just show up, say, hey, can you help me? You're like, okay, so you plan ahead. We try to plan around April, several months in advance. We start building the product up. We ship it in. We also ship it into the track here at HRCR. So if anybody wants JConcepts, he has it. And then if you're on our team, we try to support them and, do as well as they can. And they don't always have the right thing. We don't always have the right thing because you're guessing, right? You don't know what the track's going to do. You don't 100% know the temperature that it's going to be when you're trying to plan in April, but you kind of look ahead. You try to look into the future. You kind of have to have a little bit of a, the glass ball. Is that what it was? The glass ball, yeah. Got to look into the future a little bit at this stuff and make a prediction and then come in here and hopefully you have the right thing.
All right, last question. What is the tire of choice this weekend?
Well, we kind of planned on we kind of had our two choices with reflexes and relapse. We kind of felt like at one point or another, one of those would be, one or both would be the tire to have for our guys. And we try to have compounds, from green, blue, and aqua, which is our basically the 3 compounds we use most often, depending on the temperature, the abrasion that happens. So for us, we prepped heavily with those 2 tires. So far, we had a great overall seating in Truggy. Mason Fuller top seated, Fee Long. I think we had Dakota and Mayfield were the 4 top guys, and I believe we had also the 5th. But we had the relapse for the top 3 positions. Then Mayfield had the reflexes in 4. So we feel good about the 2 selections we have so far. But there was some other fast drivers also. So Tater and Camden Lime, and these guys are also extremely quick. And it's obviously going to be a battle to the finish. But usually when you get to the 45-minute mains, the 60-minute mains, the tire wear is high. You got to manage the race. You got to finish the race. And so we're just hoping our guys, with their professionalism, and if we brought the right equipment, that they can last the longest, right?
All right, so JConcepts not only out here supporting the Roar Nationals, but especially the drivers. So we appreciate you, and we appreciate JConcepts, and good luck to your entire team.
Over here in the. All right, we're back with you here after a quick little chat there with Jason and a few other guys. It's Buggy time now. 9 heats of Buggy.
Speaking of buggies, though, we went with Ryan Mayfield right off the top there with his under the hood of his buggy, and that was really cool to see. The new techno buggy that's coming out soon. Ryan Mayfield showed us a little under the hood there on his electronic setup and his engine setup, and he even had that cool pipe that you've been talking about all weekend.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I'm definitely going to look into getting some of that for my on-road racing program. Justin over at Moto Whips doing that. That's like so cool. Because cool is important, right?
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. You got to look cool. Got to bling it out.
It's got to give you at least 2 or 3 tenths, right?
It got to be. Exactly. Well, if the pros are doing it, well, then it's got to be fast, right?
Yeah, for sure.
TQ Chef, a fine good day to you. Happy Saturday to you for sure. Nico checking in from South Africa. How are you? Who else do we have? KB Racing, welcome. I think those are all the new names we've seen here while we stepped away during a little water break.
What an impressive run, though, from Mayfield on that Truggy run. I mean, now he's got 2, right? So the only person that can upset him would be Fuller.
Correct.
Qualifier 4. So Scotty, what happens if, Ryan gets the 2 and then Mason comes back and gets qualifier 4? What would happen at that point?
Then they will take the laps and times of both of their TQ runs, add them together, and a driver with the most laps and the least amount of time would get the overall TQ.
Got it.
Which is different than IFMAR. If you're at an IFMAR event and you use the IFMAR tiebreaker, the IFMAR tiebreak is they look at your fastest runs. So it'd be they both look at their TQ. Then they will look at see who has the one faster TQ run. So whoever has just one of the 2 runs would get the tiebreak. So that's the difference between IFMAR and Roar.
But here today, we're going to combine the 2, and whoever has the lowest cumulative time in the 2 is going to be our top qualifier.
You are correct, sir. I like the IFMAR tiebreak better.
Yeah, so whoever has the better run.
Correct. So then it's only 1 run, where in the Roar, if you get a really fast conditioned track, and then let's say there was a huge rainstorm, and they postpone, and then they race again, and the track is drastically slower, then both are combined. But there's pros and cons to both. That if you would TQ in that slower run, then you would have no chance to compete against their faster track. So there's both ways to look at it. But I prefer the IFMAR tiebreak.
Tragic one. Ryan Mayfield's pipe is the ProTech pipe, but they're just sending it to a third party. So they're sending their OS pipes, their Nova pipes, their ProTech pipes, whatever they are. They're sending them to Moto Whips, and then Moto Whips is putting that flare to them and changing the colors to like a purple or a blue. So it doesn't matter what pipe that you send. You can send any brand of pipe, but Mayfield runs a ProTech pipe.
We're off and running here. This is not a name you normally see at the group number 1 Frankie Contreras Jr. If you just watched a Truggy, you just watched the A sort of Truggy, and this same gentleman was in the A sort. So, needless to say, qualifying or the first 2 rounds of qualifying didn't go so well for Frankie. So he needs a good one. He's coming out here, 17:10:06. We got Brent Densford, MrBeachRC.com. Oh, Frankie having to deal with some traffic here early in this one.
You know, but what I've seen a lot of when drivers like Frankie Contreras Jr. come out here, these usually the slower drivers, when you get one of these pro levels, they always, most of the time, seem to give them plenty of space.
They do. They know that they're clearly faster and they don't deserve to be in that grouping and give way. So look at Frankie being patient here. That guy's trying to give him room. And they get nervous. You know, you got somebody fast like Frankie coming up on you. There's the Clayton, Roar president. Hi, Clayton.
Hello, Clayton. Side of your face is nice. We got his good side this morning.
Yes. Good shot from the A-Man Hobbies pit cam as he pit stops here because these qualifiers are 10 minutes long, different than Truggy, where we only had 5-minute qualifiers.
So Frankie currently out on a 17-10-18 here. Oh, no! Just as we're talking about it, Frankie gets wrapped up with some traffic there. That's going to slow him down. So, you know, we were just talking about how traffic gets out of the way. But although that was probably a terrible place to try to pass, maybe one of the worst spots on that Twin Peaks there, because you want to stay as close to the pipe as possible.
Follow Frankie in that blue with the yellow wheels there. Slides to the inside.
Slides to the inside. Densford in the 2, Brady Bell 3, Paul Knapp in the 4, Patrick Bozarth rounding out our top 5. BJ, I don't know what kind of lap or fuel times we're going to see tomorrow because, you know, I thought the same thing. You know, the tight technical track, not a lot of wide open. They wouldn't be burning as much fuel, but a lot of the drivers that we've talked to say that this is a taxing track on their engines because it's a lot of low end, blipping the throttle, trying to load up the engines to get the power to get over these jumps. So, you know, I don't really know what kind of lap times we're going to see. I mean, Dakota Phend notorious for doing super long laps or super long intervals in between his pit times, but even he's coming in for pits for these 10-minute qualifiers. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, one to watch would be Adam Drake. You know, I can't remember if what Adam Drake was doing yesterday, if he could do the full 10 minutes or not. But if he can do them, well, I mean, that would be the one guy that could do it, I'm sure.
Following Brent Densford, MrBeachRC.com. Around the racetrack. Brent from Myrtle Beach. Whoa. Airing it out. And he collected him. Dope. That was a big jump.
Mr. Chili, it looks like Paul Geisler is out.
Brent Densford, as I said, owner of BeachRC.com and BeachRC from Myrtle Beach. He has a big 10-scale buggy race every year called Masters of Dirt. I've been fortunate enough to be asked to be the MC race director for the last couple of years. Looking forward to doing that again in October. That is always a classic race and just a lot of fun. Serious hardcore racing.
Yeah, I'd love to get out there for that.
That is October 24 through to 27.
Mark it on your calendars. That's a race that you don't want to miss, especially in Myrtle Beach. Got some good mini golf out there.
Oh, lots of mini golf in Myrtle Beach. Following Brent coming around, lots of traffic in front of him. He's in second. Frankie dominating this one, as he should. But Brent looking strong, a little bit sideways there. Big air in the back. Oh, using all of the berm.
I think that was Frankie, right? Was that Frankie that just got collected there?
It could have been, yeah. Blue with the yellow right behind him.
Yeah.
Oh, Brent just trying to make room. Here comes Frankie. Going to go over the top of these guys. We pick up Frankie here, that blue and yellow. Coming on in the front straight, right in front of Brent.
15 seconds left to go on this one. Frankie out front, 17, 10, 16. Got a 2-lap lead on the number 2 driver, Brent Densford here. Frankie also got the hot lap of this one, 34-4. Unfortunate for Frankie, got to deal with all this traffic here in this first heat. And that's a race.
Frankie going to get that 17-lap run. Not as stellar as he was hoping, but trying to make the best of the hand he's dealt. He's going to go one more time. 35.5 that time. Oh, man. More trouble there. Marshall is on. Boom. Mayfield was moving. Frankie out there rocking the Mugen. Part of the Mugen team, working with Adam Drake, him and his dad.
Frankie looking solid in the second half of the track. Definitely got the speed.
Unfortunately, the track usually not as fast on a freshly watered track. Frankie going to come out with a 10:15, 17 laps.
I bet that time's going to hold for a while.
For a little while, yes, it will. Jeff Whiting, what's up, Jeff? How are you? Running some short course. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. Jeff, are you guys, you and Emily going to GLC? Or Cow Patty or Miami Grand Prix? You guys going to any of those today or this year? Right now I'm able to go to GLC, but I don't think I can make Cow Patty or Grand Prix, unfortunately.
All right, October. I got to put that on my calendar, Scotty. What were the dates again?
October 24 to 27.
24. Is it? I take it that's the weekend, right?
Yeah, Thursday through. Practice all day Thursday.
Okay. What is the entry count usually at an event? At that event?
800 or something like that. It's
800?
No, it's like 400, 350, something like that. It's like crazy. All of the above. You suck, Jeff. I wish I could make them all. Man.
Is it a similar format to this, or do they have like Sportsman, Pro, all that?
No, it's they have a novice class, but it's all just like stock buggy, mod short course.
Got it. I'll be in the stock novice.
Going to all of the that's awesome, Jeff.
Are you going to try to race in that one?
Master, oh no. That is such a grueling race for me to race direct because it's 14-hour days or whatever. So no, I'm just trying to stay on schedule and things like that. Jeff, are any of the other Texas guys planning on going to any of the races? Is there any talks amongst the group? Jeff, I don't know if you saw any of the pictures or video I posted from Norway last week. What an amazing track that was. Just absolutely epic. Oh, good. Derek, yeah, they're right. My chair's already built there. Exactly. So I'm set. Hopefully it's not all worn out. Hopefully it got tucked away so not all worn out by the time I get there. Racecraft in the house. What's up? Good to have you follow along. Getting ready to click off group number 2 here. A Buggy 10-minute qualifying. Frank laid down a solid run. 17 and a 10:15.
Yeah, it's going to be.
They have been using it. Oh man. All right, these guys coming around to begin their run. Qualifying round number 3 here, Buggy. Half the field already started their laps. Weber across the line, Atkins across the line, and Butler across the line, starting their clocks. 10-minute runs, everybody gets a pit stop. What's up, Clint? Fine, good morning to you from Idaho. Thank you very much. The soothing sounds of Matt and Scotty. There you go.
That's right. The soothing sounds of liverc.com. Brought to you by Matt and Scotty.
There you go. Little, like, listen to some yacht rock radio. Little ambrosia. 8:40 left to go in this one. First lap's getting completed here. Oliver going 38.1. Raymond 40.7. Mark with a 41.2. Chris 42.7.
Is that the station you got your Pandora tuned to?
Sometimes in the morning I'll jam to some yacht rock radio, ambrosia. I like the Spinners channel. The Spinners got a lot of cool, kind of older, chill music on it. I like that.
Yeah, we were listening. I had that whatever song that last song was in the car was stuck in my head for a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Just like my chill music in the morning.
I like hip hop barbecue.
Hip hop barbecue. Yeah. Never. That's not on my playlist.
Well, it needs to.
Is that new hip hop or old hip hop?
It's like older.
Old hip hop. I'm down with old. Yeah, the old school stuff. New stuff. No, not down with it. Hey, we got Brian checking in from Ireland. That's our first Ireland check-in. I'm going to mark Ireland off the list here.
Clint, like transistor radio, like CB, like Breaker 19. How about you, Breaker 19? You got a copy? Is that what we're talking about? Woodland Hobbies, good morning to you. Here's your morning salute. Rubber Ducky. How about you, the Rubber Duck?
I was big into CB radio because my dad was a truck driver for his entire career. And he drove for CF for, 30 years or whatever. So, yep, we had a CBs in our cars all the time.
Yeah, I got one in my truck right now.
So what's your handle?
Kind of, the RCMC.
RCMC, that's what you're, yeah? My dad was the Cookie Cruncher.
Okay.
And his first one, his handle was Slowpoke, and then I took over that one.
Okay.
That was my handle back in the CB radio days. Mind blower. That was Eric's. Eric was a mind blower. Is that what's your call sign on in your plane? Because Eric's got a plane. Our producer. We mentioned Eric. Eric is our producer. He's the one talking into our ear. 4-4 Zulu. Am I able to say that on? We don't want people tracking your plane. So. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a CB in my truck right now. I kind of geek out on that. Hopefully the FCC isn't listening or anything. So.
Why? They're not illegal.
Oh, no.
Oh, big crash right over the top of them. That's going to leave a mark.
They're not illegal.
Not yet.
Well, some of them, some people like really tune those things up,
Oh, yeah. Almost ham radio strength.
Yeah.
Oliver leading the way, 16, 10. See him about a lap off that pace from Frankie. Joel Navarro checking in. What's up, Joel? My media master. How are you doing, Joel? Welcome to the party. Joel travels around the world with me covering all my events.
He's got a really nice refrigerator cooler, Joel does.
Yes, he does.
It kept many a Dr. Pepper's cold for me.
Oliver leading the way. Ryan and Mark, most of you guys coming in for their fuel stops here at the halfway mark. 10-minute qualifiers here at the U.S. Nationals. Sean Griffin knows it all. He says, only illegal if you run more than 4 watts. My dad still got. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know many people running less than 4 watts these days.
Oh, my dad still got his CB radios in the garage.
I like it because
what do you do with them? Because they're not worth anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of them are. I mean, you can spend up to $1,000 on a CB these days.
Yeah, but the ones from the 80s and 90s are, had old realistic.
Oh,
okay. The brand. Oh, yeah. And Midland.
Midland's still a thing. Cobra.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep. I remember.
I have a Ranger in my truck, but I mainly I turn it way down, and I just use it for people who are in the. I don't really talk. I just kind of listen for traffic, because truckers are awesome. They'll be like, "Hey, going northbound on whatever, exit now because there's a whatever." So it's kind of cool.
Oliver leading away. Mark Atkins and Corey. Christian, then Ryan, your top 5. 14 and 15 lap runs. Oliver hanging on to his 16. Got a little breathing room. He's made his pit stop already. 3:20 left to go. Marshall's working hard out there. Oliver leading away. Oliver Raposo leading away. .240 left on the race clock. Oliver, Corey, Ryan, Mark, and Raymond. .230 to go.
Olivier out front, Corey in the 2, Mark 3, Raymond 4, Mark Atkins 5, Ryan Morrison 6, Sailor 7, Chris Butler 8, Carl Foster 9, Brent 10, Jeremy 11, Glenn 12. Christos and Dwayne are out. Yeah, Sean, I mean, GRMS is great, especially if you're going to use it for like a family or if you're going to go out like rock crawling and stuff, but most people don't really use GRMS these days out on the road. It's all still old AM CB radio. Yeah, the Uniden. Got a lot of commotion outside the liverc.com studio.
Yeah, they're partying outside already. All right, Oliver just doing his hot lap, that last lap, 36.7.
Yeah, he's running hot laps here. 16, 10, 19. About a lap off of the TQ pace set by Frankie. That's going to be a tough one to catch up to. Mark Atkins on a 14, 10.05, so Oliver about 2 laps up, a lap and a half on Mark. Less than a minute to go here in heat number 2 of 9 for Nitro Buggy. .30 seconds left. 37.7 the last lap for Oliver, following him around here. Oh, yes, thank you. Final 10 seconds here. Heat number 2 of 9. Whoa, watch out for that traffic. Oh, no, I get wrapped up in it. Big time there. Oh! Sorry, Scotty.
Oh, that's fine. I was just going to say Oliver out front, looking to go 16, well ahead of the rest of the field in this one. Going to give him a 2 for the round. Still very early. These guys wrapping up. Some of them still got a lap to go. Heat 2 of 9. Didn't we have 10 heats yesterday?
Yeah, we had 10 yesterday.
We did, yeah, so they dropped the one.
Yeah.
We are going to run some lower mains today, or tonight, rather. I think the last race rolls out at like 7:45 our time. Oliver looking to go 16 laps. He is on his 16th lap. Oh, nice save.
Any idea how long the mains will be tonight? Did you hear that from Roar?
I think the lower ones, I think, are 7 minutes.
Okay. Sean Griffin, you're welcome. Scotty and I love doing this, bringing it to the people from around the world here in the LiveRC.com studio. Also got to give a big shout out to the LiveRC.com staff and crew. You guys are the best in the business. The upper mains are going to be, well, the two, Truggy's going to be 45 minutes and Buggy's going to be 1 hour. Another big shout out to all the veterans that are tuning in. Here is your morning salute from Hayden, Idaho. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everything that you've done for us in this country. All the sacrifices that you've made.
Marca.
Yes, all the veterans, past, present, and even the future ones. I appreciate those too.
Khalil checking in from Cam 1. What's up there, buddy? How you doing? One of our great cameramen. Making a trip. Fellow cheesehead.
Does he like queso?
I think everybody, if you like cheese, you like queso, right?
Yeah, maybe.
As long as it's not too spicy. Because me and Spice, we don't get along too well.
How about queso versus nacho cheese?
Oh, any day. Yeah, I'm not a great fan of just the liquid, nacho cheese. I mean, it'll do.
KC 1770s. KC 1776, another Kansan. Kansas just taking over here. It was awesome.
Paul, how you doing? Welcome to the party.
Definitely kicking Wisconsin's butt.
Yes. Kansas is winning in the chat. KB Racing, welcome. Kawiwi. That's a cool sign-on name. Go Packers. There you go, Sean. Exactly. Me, I'm a bandwagon fan because I'm so busy I really can't follow them too in-depth. Cheese goes well with bacon. You're not lying. That's correct. Next time I get to interview Joe, I hope I get to do an interview with him this weekend, I'm bringing up the bacon. I'm like, yeah. Again, only person I've ever heard not loving bacon. Although a couple guys on Live RC said they know people that don't like bacon. But
I mean, have you confirmed this with Joe?
Yeah, Joe told me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I confirmed it with him. I wonder if it's just a bacon thing or he doesn't like pork chops and tenderloin and stuff like that. I wonder. We'll find out. All those in-depth questions that we ask here on liverc.com. Get down to the nuts and bolts of life. All right, 15 seconds left in warm-up. Danny Trevino not making the check-in yet. Paul checking in from the Philippines. What? ¿Cómo está, pare? I didn't know you were in the Philippines, Paul, or I don't remember. We're in the Philippines. Envious. I wish I could live there. It'd be awesome.
I heard there's one of the Roar guys just bought a house in the Philippines.
He did, yes. Yep. What a beautiful home there. For like $30,000. And it's beautiful with a pool and everything. It's awesome. Spectre checking in. Bacon. More Kansas and us. In Manila. Good deal, Paul. 2 a.m. there. Way early. Well, good to have you following along. 2 o'clock, it's time for some balut. Keep you awake, right?
What'd you call it?
Balut.
What
Balut is something that you eat when you're drinking late.
Bacon?
No, it's far from bacon. It's a duck egg with the duck inside still. Like it's a baby duck that's not born yet. It's still, And, I'm not a fan, but it's what when you're out drinking, they walk around with a little basket of these warm balut, and then they sell them. It's an acquired taste. I'm not down with it, but that's what they do. Paul, you down to some balut?
That would be one I would not even consider.
No. I haven't tried it. I tasted the juice once of it, but yeah, you can look it up.
Heck no.
Balut with Emperador. I don't know what Emperador is. I've never heard that, Paul. I love Filipino food, though.
I know. Well, you told me that your plans when you retire is to buy the Prevost and then sell it and take the proceeds and buy a house in the Philippines.
Yeah. No, but then I'm going to be too far away from my grandkids and everything, so it won't. But I would like to have a house there that I can go there for a few months, and then, yes, that would be the ultimate. Somewhere out in the country in the rice fields and just away from the city and close enough to the city where you could drive there, and then go if you want to go to a movie or something like that, but still away. Yeah, it's awesome there. It's a laid-back life. Really, really love it. All right, we have the one and only, the fabulous Barry Baker down here in Group 3. Not normally where you see the fabulous one. Barry Baker, one of the greatest on-road racers in the world back in the day when touring car was at its greatest, back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Could he compete with Lemieux?
Huh?
Could he compete with Lemieux?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Barry, oh, he's going to hate me when he hears this. I want to say either 5 or 7-time Reedy touring car race champion.
Oh, okay.
So I'll split the difference, say 6, but I think it's 5. Yeah. I don't know how many time national champion, and just awesome.
6.5 minutes to go. Barry Baker out front. 17:10:35. So about 20 seconds off of Contreras' pace. Gibson in the 2. Shea, make that Shea 2. Gibson 3. Robinson 4. Derek rounding out our top 5. 6:10 left on the clock.
Hey, there's the fabulous Barry Baker. Barry into the Holiday 5-pack there. Big wing high. Barry, he's doing the speed bump line.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to go to the outside there. That car over the top nicely.
Nice.
Barry going into the pit lane. Peeling in. Yeah, Kono, I agree. Oh, there's a good stop. I think Barry crashed coming into the pit lane.
Barry got the hot lap here, 35.9. Heat number 3 of 9. Let's see what the time was yesterday for Dakota Phend.
I like that. Tastes like an old shoe, Paul. Nice.
Dakota Phend yesterday ran an 18:10:17 for his qualifier. Four minutes, 30 seconds left. Barry Baker still leading the way here. Barry Baker on a 16:10:14, so he's got about, 20 seconds or so up on Mark Robinson. Maybe a little less. Ryan in the number 3, Shea 4, Paul 5, Danny 6, Derek 7, Travis 8, Eric 9, Woody 10, Eric 11, Brandon 12, and Danny 13. Matt Dortman, a no-show.
We're going to go try to get a few words with Barry after this race. Give him his moment in the spotlight here at the Roar Nationals. We'll break protocol for this one. Barry's a longtime friend of mine, so.
That'll be a good one.
I got to make sure I tell the race director I'm interviewing so he doesn't get like disqualified for not marshaling, being late to marshal.
Yeah. Do me a favor and ask him what his most memorable win was.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's been doing it for decades.
I'll know the one that got away from him, the South Africa 2002 World Championships. All he had to do was stay in front, stay behind Masami. And he pushed it and tried to pass him, and he didn't need to. And he blew his spur gear and lost the World Championships.
What year was this?
2002, if memory serves me, in South Africa.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to hear his perspective on his most, which trophy he still has on the mantle.
Sure. What's his biggest win?
Yeah.
Got 3 to go. We got the fabulous Barry Baker, and we're following him along the racetrack, rocking his signature colors. Again, back in the days of TC3, Associated, there was nobody faster than this guy.
Brandon Sisk.
No, go ahead.
Brandon Sisk says he's rooting for the People's Champ Cole Ogden today.
He's got the mullet. You can see the mullet growing more and more. So I think he knows he was faster when he rocked the mullet.
I mean, Cole Ogden, he's got to be my favorite because he's got the mullet. I used to have a mullet. It was beautiful. I'm bringing it back. Maybe by October when I
mullet great again.
Yeah, I'm going to come out there and race for that Masters of the Dirt. I may have it by then. We'll see.
This guy going to give Barry any room here? Oh, Barry throws it in and gets by. Into the 5-pack nicely there for the fabulous one.
I hope my wife's not listening still.
Oh, yeah, she might leave you. You bust out the mullet again. And then you're going to let the beard grow like to 2 feet long, too?
Why not?
Oh, yeah. Chicks dig that, right?
Yeah. John Moore says we need to get Ogden a mullet wig. May give him some, some like the turbo button.
Minute 40 to go. 1:40. Fabulous Barry Baker leading the way. Fortunately, he had a long pit lap, 43.9. I think he crashed on going in. Now he's going around that speed bump. Last lap for him, 36.3.
Barry Baker looking really good here, choosing some really good lines. Let's see what he looks like through the moguls here. Just kind of goes through the middle of them. That was an interesting line. Kind of went inside to outside through the moguls. Now on the left side, keeping it tight on those pipes. Doesn't want to hit the, Brandon Rose calls it the wall of death. Don't want to hit those. Here he comes down the back straight now. Barry Baker, last lap, 35.9. Got the hot lap here, 35.5. Less than a minute to go for Barry Baker. Barry Baker with about a 28-second lead.
All right, we're going to step away. I'm going to go break protocol here and have a word with Barry.
Roger that. Ryan Gibson in the 2, Shea in the 3, Derek 4, Danny 5, Eric 6, Woody 7, Travis 8, Brandon 9, Mark Robinson, Paul Parks, Eric Phillips, Danny, and Matt Dortman all out. 25 seconds left to go. Barry Baker down a back straight. Whoa! Getting a real wing high there. Coming through the holiday 5-pack double single. Got some traffic. 15 seconds left. Got this one and one more. Oh, no! Barry Baker flaming out. Oh, no! What happened? Baker flaming out. They got to get that car fired back up. Or Ryan Gibson going to take over here. Barry Baker had about a 30-second lead. They got to get him fired back up quick. Or Ryan Gibson going to take that over. They even didn't even fire back up. Tough break there for Barry Baker. See, Danny Trevino still. All right, so Barry Baker officially going to hold on to the number 2 spot here. Ryan Gibson taking this one 16-10-31. Getting the win here in Heat 3 of 9. Yeah, very bad news, John. Barry Baker trying to come over that Twin Peaks, flaming out right there. All right, we got Scotty over on the driver's stand with Barry Baker.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. We're going to break protocol here in the middle of the race, and I'm going to interview the fabulous Barry Baker. Barry Baker and I go way back. Barry, you're one of the greatest champions we've had in our world of racing. It's good to see you running some racing again, doing some 8 scale. I hope you're having fun somewhat.
Somewhat. I mean, I'm having some weird stuff happening to me this weekend. You know what? But, I mean, that's racing. You know, they call it racing, not winning. So you're racing. There's, you know, I just had a fuel line break on me. Like halfway into the fuel line, not at where it connects or anything. A fuel line just broke. So, I don't know. You know, I've had some weird, just dumb luck this weekend. I mean, yesterday was a tough day on and off the track. I had a friend of mine pass away in the morning. And, yeah, it affected me all day because we were really good friends. But I mean, that's no excuse. You know, I'm out here, I'm a competitor just like everybody else, you know, and I'm trying to do my best. The car's got pace, but I mean, I don't right now. So I don't think my head's fallen off. I drove pretty good that run. There's a lot of traffic out there, but it's my fault for putting myself in that position. So you take your lumps, you move on. I mean, racing is racing, and you know, it is what it is. And you try to have as much fun as possible when you're here. I'm with my One Army family who's from up here. So that's like the greatest people ever that I've ever met, you know, in RC. Robert Bartlett and the family, they are unbelievable. So, you know, it makes it fun to come up here. Even though I'm spending my own money now, I could say I was probably the highest privateer, you know, in seating, but, you know, it is what it is. So, you know.
As you look back at your long career, many championships in the on-road world, how many time Reedy race when I was trying to guess to our fans when we were online how many it was?
It's 8 worldwide, including like they had a Nitro Reedy race once in Spain and I won that. So, but it's 8 worldwide. This guy's tires are terrible. That's what he just said. So, but yeah, no, I mean the Reedy race is fun. I mean I've had some heartbreaks. You've seen them. You've seen some heartbreaks there, and you just got to pick yourself back up and go. And I mean, it's like the guys here, like Dakota, Mayfield, you know, the top guys here. They've got that mentality of, you know, you just got to let it go and move on. You know, and that's what you got to do. But I mean, they're a lot more skilled than I am. You know, they got more skill in their pinky than I do on an off-road track.
And your greatest, most memorable win?
I'm gonna have to say it was the Reedy race in what was it, 2003. It's when all the Losi guys were ganging up and trying to win, and Spachette had the race won. And I came out of nowhere in the last heat and ended up winning the heat and winning the tiebreaker because I had like the fastest run and everything. So that was the biggest one because I mean guys were like pulling over for Spachette where you're supposed to be racing, you know, and stuff like that. So Spachette was really fast that race. Like you can't take anything away from him. But when you got a whole team and it's supposed to be an individual race coming after one person and then you end up winning it, it was pretty cool.
Well, appreciate you taking some time. Good to see you racing again, buddy.
All right, thanks, man. And thanks for the interview. I know you broke protocol. I wasn't even expecting it. I was ready to walk down the stand. You're like, put on your smile. There it is. All right, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Right on, man. All right, the fabulous Barry Baker. He's awesome. Back to you, Matt, in the studio.
All right, what a great interview. I wonder if his fuel line is you know, decades old, like he's been racing. Maybe that's why his fuel line broke, but I don't know. Cool insight there from somebody who's been doing it for a long time, and a lot of experience. And like you said, these guys, these racers have the mentality of it's just one race at a time. They come out here, they try to do their best, and they can't dwell on one bad run. And just like Barry Baker said, so it's good advice from a multiple-time champion and somebody who's been in the game for a long time. You just kind of got to let that stuff roll off and on to the next. Just just like you said, because if not, you can't dwell on it. All right, here we go. Heat number 4 of 9. That was a great interview, Scotty.
Oh, thank you. The fabulous Barry Baker. He's he was having a good run, and with one lap to go, as I'm walking up the stairs to do the interview, I hear, "Oh no, something wrong with Barry," and he was like, he was just so dejected in his face. So like, come on, we're gonna interview you, and yeah, that was cool. Great guy for sure.
All right, heat number 4 of 9, almost halfway through. Buggies, 2:30 down, 7:30 to go. Time to beat still. Frankie Contreras Jr., 17:10:15 set in heat number 1 of Buggy. We got Justin Shockley out front here on a 16:10:08, so about a lap off pace from Frankie Contreras Jr.
Uh-oh, what happened to Travis? Part of the HRCR family here, not making a call here for Q3. Maybe busy in the shop working. Dedicated.
That's right.
Okay, we're following Tim Board across start finish line, 40.1 that time. Tim back in the 6th spot. Slides a little bit offline into fluff. Thought it was a great interview with Mayfield that these guys, just by looking at the racetrack, from the sidelines, racer 2 before his race, he's able to make a call on tires. Saw that was a bit dustier, so chose a different tread pattern to work better in the dust. It just shows the level of dedication and knowledge that these guys have by just looking at the racetrack. Gives them a sense on what to do.
Right before you came back into the liverc.com studio, Barry Baker said that he's been racing a long time, and one thing that he's learned throughout his career is you just look for this race today, and you can't dwell on if you had a bad qualifier or a bad run or whatever. And he said that, guys like Dakota Phend and Ryan Mayfield, those guys they have that mentality where they can just, okay, that was a bad run. Let's regroup and move on to the next.
Kind of what you have to do. Move on if you want to succeed. Justin Shockley, 37.6. That's his best lap. Hot lap of the race right there. Kobe Harris doing a 36.9 on lap 5. 5:40 left to go in this 10-minute qualifying run. One round of pit stops expected by 99.9% of the drivers. One or two guys maybe stretching it to 10.
Yeah, I can't think. Yesterday I don't think anybody did. But to be honest, the pit stops aren't really taking that much time to complete their fuel stops. We were looking at the times, and I thought, a 39-second lap, that was just a long lap, but that was actually a pit stop. So, really, the only driver that I can see that could do this in 10 minutes would be Drake. Possibly Phend. Possibly. But, if I don't know. Can you think anybody else that could do?
Not really. Not the way it's panning out so far. We're following Justin Shockley and Kobe Harris. Following Kobe here up the hill. Clears the double with ease. A little bit too much. Over the backside, double he goes. Kobe into the Hot Lady 5-pack is short, but he saves it. Nice double-double. Starts turning on the downside. Around the speed bumps he goes.
Yeah, I think
when
Drake,
man, Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think when Drake's up, I'm going to really pay attention to his run and see if he indeed can do 10 minutes or not.
Kobe Harris, last line, 37.7. All right, 4 minutes to go. Pit lane getting busy. Over the back hill. Good shot from the A-main pit lane cam.
A little less than 4 minutes to go here in heat number 4. Kobe out front, Shane in the 2, Shockley in the 3. Bryant in the 4, Ophir in the 5, Craig 6, Boomer 7, Tim 8, Rowan 9, Tommy Connors 10, Julian St. Marie in the 11, Clayton 12, Brian in the 13, and Travis Eider, like Scotty said, is a no-show. Francisco, yes, please hit that like button wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or wherever. Please like, subscribe, because you definitely want to be notified when Scotty and I are back on the mic to bring you some RC racing. Three minutes. Hot lap belongs to Kobe Harris, 36.9. .230 remains.
It's Shane, Brian, Ophir, Comarion moving up to the 3 spot. Kobe falling down to the 4. We got 2:20 to go.
(16:10:34) is the pace for Shane. They're trying to run a 17:10:15 to catch up to Frankie Contreras Jr. Matt, turn your speakers up to 11. Crank that volume up. Similar to what old Marty McFly did in Back to the Future. You know, he goes into Doc's house with that giant speaker, cranks the amps all the way up. You remember that, Scotty?
I do, yes.
That's the volume you need for the soothing sounds of liverc.com. Minute and a half to go. Speaking of liverc.com, make sure you guys are signing up for that bonus lap membership. Less than a cup of Starbucks, and you get all the additional features. You can go and watch a race anytime you want. You can also get the enhanced timing features on the liverc.com live racing. Well worth one less Starbucks a month. Dr. Pepper and, well, actually, no, I'm not even going to say it. It's not.
Shane out front, followed by Kobe.